Hey comic book fam, I had some fantastic searching luck yesterday and I wanted to share it with you. On Mondays, I take my opportunity to drive around and check out other comic book shops. Unfortunately, most comic shops are closed on Monday, just like we are. So I went to Half Price Books and I found some really good stuff at Half Price Books Linwood. And I also went to the University District where there used to be about 15 or 20 stores and not so much anymore. There was a store that I went to that used to sell records and still sells records. There's a store that I went to that used to sell books and still sells books. And then I went to a store that still sells books and records that used to sell books and records, but now they sell comic books. It's weird that there's been a shift, but hey, you district, whatever they do to stay in business. First up, I grabbed a copy of Ultimate Fantastic Four number 21, which was the first appearance of the Marvel Zombies. Now, this wasn't an insane deal, but you could tell that it was originally marked at 10, and then down to 7, and then down to 5. I figured paying $5 for this is probably a pretty fair price. Then I got a couple copies of Michael and Laura Allred's The Atomics. These are 50 cents a piece, and I just love the colors on these. I love the art, and Mike and Laura are just actually really, really super cool people. So once we get these stickers off, we're probably going to have to take them to the next show and see if we can get the pair to sign them. Pick this up because anytime I can get a prestige, a $5 or $7 book for 50 cents, I absolutely will. And I have not read this one. So, looks kind of cool. Cover price $4.95, but a little bit older on this one. So, 50 cents is good. This was a really, really cool find for 50 cents. The unfortunate thing is there's kind of a pen mark here that I'm going to have to see if there's a way we can make that a little bit less noticeable. But normally when you find these, they have the cards cut out of it because you had to send in, I think it was like 8 coupons to be able to get Magnus Robot Fighter 0. So, 50 cents for this is cool. And regardless, I love this pre-Unity Valiant stuff. Superman Doomsday Wars, same thing as the Hawkman. 50 cents for an opportunity to get a prestige. Kind of cool. This one I picked up because I have a friend who really likes Gem and the Holograms. And considering it's a Nerd Block variant, and I think they're the company that went out of business with that really scarce Rick and Morty variant. So, anyway, 50 cents for an $8 comic book. Can't really go wrong there. This is an early Deathstroke appearance. I think his 5th or 6th appearance. It's probably $10 or $12. And again, 50 cents, worth picking up. And once I get this label off, it's going straight to Mystery Mail Call. This one I picked up just honestly because it said Marvel Zombie on it. And every single time you want to spec on how far back they've been calling it Marvel Zombie, we find a book that's older and older. There's a really cool Sam Keith interview in here. There's some quintessential 90s stuff in here. Tomb of Dracula near the end of, Nothing Blade related. There's some Infinity Gauntlet stuff. So just kind of cool. 50 cents worth it. I'm probably going to read it. I might end up doing a video because I love these nostalgia throwback videos. Now this is a cool one. I'd actually hoped to find a Star Slayer number 10, but I will take a number 3. So Star Slayer number 3 is the second appearance of Rocketeer. Now, not to be outdone, Mike Grell does a fantastic job with the story and interiors of Star Slayer. But when you start looking at Dave Stevens' fantastic art on the Rocketeer, you begin to see why he is regarded as one of the most amazing artists of all time, let alone his era. Did a fantastic job of all of this 50s pinup style stuff. There was very clearly a Betty Page style woman. And when they made the movie, well, way before its time. So, full page Rocketeer ad on the back. So I got 2 copies of that at 50 cents a piece. And the interesting thing is I think it actually says Rocketeer part, there we go, Chapter 2. That's because when you get to Pacific Presents Rocketeer, this is Pacific Presents 1 and Pacific Presents 2. Well, that explains why this is part 3, chapter 3. And is the next page chapter 4. Yep, there we go. So, second, third, and fourth appearance of Dave Stevens' Rocketeer with just some fantastic art. Love picking these up, and quite honestly, at 50 cents a piece, I could not pass them up. Even if I can't get the stickers off of them, they're going to be worth it. This book was one of our Hot 10 books. First appearance of some guy who's going to do something in Dr. Fate. No disrespect, but it was honestly a blip on my radar, and I've heard nothing about it since we made the video like 4 months ago. But 50 cents for a book that at one point in time was $15, $20. We'll see where it is, I don't know, next year. This was really cool. I saw this and had not seen this variant before. Buffy the Vampire Slayer #1. Well, the Giles Kiss the Librarian variant. Yeah, so apparently this is the ALA exclusive. That's the American Librarian Association. So, American Librarian Association had a midwinter meeting like late January, early February of this year, 2019, at the Washington State Convention Center. I can only imagine how many librarians participated, but this exclusive was only available there during the 1-hour session that Jordy was signing autographs at the Boom booth. I've seen one of these on eBay, currently going for $175. This one is not as great condition as that one and very clearly autographed to Kelsey, but still, great find. This was $5 and worth every penny. I think these are horrifically undervalued, and quite honestly, anytime I get to see variants with pricing from different countries, I'll pick them up. This one was $4. It probably was more money than I should have paid for it, but picked it up for my buddy Jake, and hopefully he digs it. He's a massive Spider-Woman fan, and it's absolutely worth anything I spend on it. So this book and the next few books actually came from the shop on the Ave. Really interesting thing is I walked in and they had Hawkeye #1, the Marvel miniseries, on the wall for $119.99. And I asked them if it was signed or special. And the guy said, "Oh, it's just super rare." Well, okay, probably not. But I figured I wouldn't find anything good. So the fact that I got any comics from them really, really surprised me. This next one, Batman White Knight #2, is the first appearance of the guy that turns into Neo Joker. Well, $15 to $20, and I spent $2.99. That's all right. But with the new Batman Curse of the White Knight, we are absolutely going to see more of these characters. We really, really liked what Sean Murphy did last time, and I know there's a lot of buzz about what's going to happen this next time. I will always grab this. I absolutely will. I love this cover, and I really, really like Frank Miller's Daredevil run. If you haven't read it, it's fantastic. Frank Miller, Klaus Jensen, absolutely, absolutely worth reading. So, spoiler alert, this is Death of Elektra, and it's just one of those keys that will always sell. I'm going to press it, I'm going to put it on the wall, and it will probably sell for $40 or $50. Absolutely a great looking book. The yellow just pops. It's such a fantastically cool cover, and I was just happy to have found this in any grade, let alone as nice as this one. Last but not least, 2 copies of Thor. That one was $8, that one was $12. I'm telling you this because they are both going out in Mystery Mail Call, so if you want to sign up for that, go to mysterymailcall.com. I think that's the link. Yeah, maybe it is. I know comictom101.com works as well. I'll figure it out and I'll ask Tom. But if you want a copy of these, they're definitely going out in this month's Mystery Mail Call. They made the Hot 10 list last week, and we're not quite certain if they're going to make it this week, but this book has been seeing leaps and bounds, going from $2 to $3 to almost $40 overnight. Very, very happy to pick these up. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and hopefully I have some even better picks for you next week. Geek responsibly.